Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is a belated happy Chinese New Year because I missed the date last week. I know it goes on for about a week, but I think we're, by the time this goes up, well and truly past the celebrations of the new Chinese Year of the Tiger. I put up my little Dior packaging, which featured the lovely red tiger, just as a background to this. There are usually loads of releases to celebrate Chinese New Year because it's a good marketing tool to get us to buy yet more makeup or indeed anything else. I didn't see that much that really caught my fancy this year. MAC always do something, and they had a little skin finish called Lunar Lights, which came in, the cardboard packaging is appropriate for the Year of the Tiger for sure. I was a little taken aback when it arrived by how small it was because it's a skin finish, an extra dimension skin finish, and usually they came in kind of powder compact sizes, if you know what I mean, whereas this is definitely a little baby size. So there we go. I don't think it screams New Year, but it definitely has a festive look, and just a pretty little thing. There we go. Not engraved, sadly, with a tiger, but they look like flowers to me. Fairly generic, and it's a kind of bright gold skin finish, which you could definitely use as a highlighter. They're not the best highlighters. Why would they be for the price? But they're not bad. A little disappointed with that one. It's a tiny bit gritty. The engraving, I knew it was going to look like that because they did show it in the picture, but it doesn't really have much to do with the overall packaging. I guess it's just symptomatic of them, pushing out items to fit in with the marketing around Chinese Lunar New Year. They also had a whole collection by someone called Lisa. I'm not even sure if it's Lisa X or it's MAC times Lisa X. And I had to look up this lady who's a Korean singer and part of a group called Blackpink. I'm none the wiser because I'm too old to take notice of these things. And there's a whole range, including lip products, I think a skin finish, bronzer, all in this kind of purple, slightly rubberized, faintly glittery packaging, which with yellow lettering on, which is absolutely hideous, if I'm frank. But I was very taken with this palette, even though I knew absolutely nothing about the lady. Now, I haven't swatched it. This was also said to be something to do with Chinese New Year. There's the kind of overlay with the names and indeed the finishes, which is quite useful, and little paw marks, because there's a definite animal feel going on here. And I thought this was quite an interesting selection. Particularly interested in this one here, the Definite Tiger. Ooh, feels super soft. I haven't swatched these at all. And, oh, now that's interesting. So that one is called Candy Wrapper, and it's called a Bouncy Satin. And if I swatch it, well, it's basically a slightly shiny pink. So that's kind of interesting. Let's look at a couple of the mattes, which I thought this one down here was a very useful neutral. The finish is nice. So that's a matte called Fire Sign. Bit warm for me, but definitely a workable shade. And then we've got two other mattes by the look of things. This one here. Quite similar. That's called Louis. No, it's not. It's called Leo. Also matte. That's a very sort of pinky brown. That might work quite well on fair people. Any more mattes? Yeah, one up here, much redder. Doesn't feel quite as smooth. There we go. So there are your 3 mattes. Very warm palette to do with the animal look. Then I always think the frosts are quite good with MAC products, as indeed are their satins. Now there's just one frost down here. Ooh, that does feel a bit gritty, it has to be said, but it's giving a decent payoff. I'm not doing this too well. There you go. That's almost kind of highlighter look. And then we've got a whole raft of shimmers and satins. 2 bouncy glitters. So that one that I immediately went to, which is very interesting. And this is also a bouncy glitter. It looks very pretty, actually. So, kind of looks wet look. What else strikes? Let's go for this purple up here. Was that? No, it feels different. This is a glitter. Pop Starry. Oh, how pretty. This is a young look. It's not... Oh, I love that. I wish I could wear that. I will try. Really, really pretty. Very kind of fluorescent. That's making me think of Pat McGrath. It's a lot cheaper than Pat McGrath, but very similar kind of finish. So that's a glitter, and that's working very well. There's another glitter here called Swiss Miss. Feels quite smooth, actually. There you go. Kind of rosy gold glitter, but it's that purple one I really love. What else have we got that we haven't looked at? I've got 2 browns. So up here, a satin. That's a nice, got a nice depth to it. Oh yes, that's a lovely shade, actually, because it's almost a bit prismatic. It's going to, you know, look different in different lights, and it's quite kind of medium. I like that a lot. And then we've got another one here. That feels very gritty. Yeah, and that's not giving... That's the least good payoff of any of them. That's Milk Tea Ice Cream, and it is another glitter. And it's doing nothing at all. Sorry, you're just getting a shot of my Apple Watch. What about this pink we haven't looked at, have we? So not my colour. Feels very nice. Very pretty. Again, if that was your colour, it's a nice texture and finish. So I think we've looked at most of these now. I think it's a really interesting palette, and I think it was about £40 or under. It's still available as far as I'm aware on the MAC website. Now I have to say this colour palette is not brilliant for me because it's airing towards the warm browns and reds, and red definitely is not my look. And although I absolutely love this lilac-y fluorescent chromatic colour, the truth is I'm a bit too old to be wearing that. My disco days are done. But if this is your colour range, the actual colour payoff you can see is pretty good. The consistency of these is good, and it's a really nice selection, really well curated, I think. So I'm going to listen on Spotify, find out a bit more about Blackpink and Lisa. But definitely, I think this is a nice palette. It's not really quite for me, although I'm going to have a go. But yeah, and it definitely makes me think a little bit about Pat McGrath. You know, the finishes are not as good as Pat McGrath, but it's a definite kind of in the same ballpark and a whole lot cheaper. Having said that, I have ordered a shed load of Pat McGrath today, so I will be showing you that as soon as it arrives, as soon as I have time after it arrives, mostly from the Bridgerton collection, which I was very taken with. So there we go. I hope you had a happy Chinese New Year, and whatever sign you are, that this is going to be a great year for you and for all of us. I will speak to you soon. Until then, keep safe and well. Bye for now.